And welcome to ANB Bronze 25 Part 6. Since the last episode I've just been experience farming Troll 105 in the manner that I showed at the end of the last video. Push gear is crafted with the exception of the Bracer of Mastery. I've not yet had a frost beam come out on that. All the enchantments are crafted. I'll decide on the stats on the jewellery as and when I get to them. There'll be a separate video just before the push video which will have the full build for that. If you're wondering how I am deciding what to go with, hasten ability rates, if they're on the experience farm set, that's fine. Experience and extra gold are stats that we don't want for push, so I change experience to power for a fire lily push, and then if I've got extra gold we can put in vitality, and in the case of something that's already got vitality and haste I can put extra gold to ability rate, and then obviously experience in every instance across the board is going to power. So it's just how I do that as I'm going through. But I've been getting a chronic shortage of silver ores just by running trials. I think I'll get quite a few if I run some story maps. So I've created a couple of extra epic pieces with extra gold just where I didn't have extra gold on the experience farm set. Everything else had extra gold with the exception of the ring and the necklace, which I can't fuse at the moment. Where did I put them? I've got those ready just to make an epic extra gold, and I've got a couple of rings to create and then fuse as well, so I'll switch those into these slots once I have enough gold in order to do that. So I have fairly decent stats just for this, 5.4 hits per second, loads of damage coming from a high number of champion levels now, plenty of ability rate. Extra gold is a little low, you prefer to be over 3000% for gold farming, but just running story for however long we got here, 44 minutes, that will get us a few million gold. I'm going to be running just through story maps. We're up to champion level 1971. I have another hour still to do for experience farming. We've got loads of time left on the clock, so I am literally just running story. I think I will do the side quests, and I forgot to show the build and I've got some changes to make. So I'm going to go with fireball for story maps just because on auto attack that's going to one hit any groups, and death from above as well, just to do shatters twice, frost nova on one group, immolate will blow up anything chasing us, and death from above will be another shatter. This is saying climb, yes, so we talk to Norgrim, come down here, kill that envoy and run on to the end of the level. So everything's just going to get blown away as we go through. That'll be enough there, so we're up to 38,000 gold. We can turn in that side quest, it gets us a bit more. Stairway to Heaven, so we just carry on through this one, which will be inspect the 3 tanks as we run through the level. So two of them or one of them's here. There we are. We'll get that treasure chest while it's sitting there. One just round this corner coming up here, and one just before we go into the spiral at the end. And here's the end spiral. And we're through that level as well. That will do there. Sell off those for up to 100,000 gold. Stairway to Heaven will have side quests on the next one, Gorillon Brothers, and Through the Jungle. So Ted's Mighty Basher coming up. Oh, there we go. Talk to Marty. Sprint on down the road. Do a shatter there so we can get that chest. Do a shatter here so that we can talk to Teddy. And one last shatter to blow up the enemies at the end. So that was the reward for that quest, a level 1 common mace. I don't think there's any more side quests until this map. So centre home we don't need at the moment to run all the way around it. We can take a little shortcut because there's some collision detection problems down here, so we can actually run straight through that wall. Save ourselves quite a bit of time, skipping about half the map. That's annoying, they didn't get killed. It would have kept us in combat even at the end of the level, so... And our companions have just caught up. I won't bother diverting off to collect chests around here, we'll just get through the level. Second shutter needed. There must have been a Lavadon in that group. Nice amount of gold flies in on this level. And we're through. Sell that book. I'm just going to fuse up anything that's not divisible by 3. So I'm going to end up with a stack of things sitting over there. Through the Jungle is done. We have River of Blood, which is collecting these data logs, and we do have to collect them before we reach the end of the level. It's a map that requires things done in the right order, so it does slow us down a bit. If I was to go straight to the end of the level, let the data logs fly to me, I'd then have to run the map a second time. Just straight to the end in order to get the data logs recognised and the end of the level reached. Can we pick up those? One up there. One there, one there. How many to go? 1. Which is here. Now we've got enough data logs, we can safely get ourselves to the end of the level. across the river. So it's quite a lengthy one, and you end up waiting forever for gold to fly to you, but we've got so much time on the clock. Even if I was to do a full hour collecting gold and a full hour gold experience farming afterwards, that'd still leave 5 hours for doing a push, and I rarely use more than an hour. And there's more gold flying in, and we're done. That's the only grey. Sell those as well. I can fuse up those. And I'm going to do a salvage just to make some space in the inventory. So we're getting quite a few silver ores from the story maps. Those are very lacking on trials in comparison. River of Blood done. Dreams and Nightmares, I don't believe there's anyone that gives us a side quest. I will run this one, then restart the game because inventory is lagging. So on this one I like to collect 3 chests as we run through. So one chest is here. Come round up into this area, blow them up, collect a chest there, and then there's one up here on the left as well, in there, and we'll just run through to the end of the level. Blow some stuff up on the way because it's gold is going to drop. And we're at the end of the level now. And a couple of big chests. We'll get the gold from them. So what I will do is restart the game, and I'll get the couple of epic jewellery pieces crafted, and then we'll meet back up. We'll just get rid of that, turn in that, and pick up the side quest from whoever gives us side quests at going with the flow. Or was that Alarian that gave it to us? Not a bridge again. Is the one that I wanted. Okay, I'm waffling. We'll meet back up in a moment. And welcome back. So I've just made epic necklace with extra gold as the only stat, and an epic ring with just extra gold as the only stat. I had 3 empty sockets, so I've put in brilliant amethysts, so that keeps our ability rate at 1569, and our extra gold is now up over 3000%. So it's just a case of carry on with story. I might stop at Darkhold Citadel and just carry on farming gold from there, rather than run story all the way through to the end. 3 of those to look up, as well as get this drop from down here. That's the side quest one. Take care of that. There's a canister or a tank up there to look at, and then there's one down here. So that's those done. We can just get to the end of the level, come down here for that chest, try not to get stuck on the scenery, and we're through the level. away a bit just to let that gold from the start of the level fly to us a bit quicker. And the gold from the end of the level. There we are. Set off the greys. That's not a book of learning, it's the quest item from Not a Bridge again, so we see that that's gone now. And Dreams and Nightmares is complete. Seeds of Life we can pick up. And Maddening Lights as well. Having lots of shatters on this map is handy. So we'll just turn off these lights. Blow that up there, I'll turn that one off. And we're in here just in time for the second shatter. That light is done, and hopefully we can get down the bottom. Just a little bit slow. Grab that chest. This light here. This one here. That's the side quest done. Another shatter there. And get that chest. And we'll just blow some things up on the way through to this end of level area. So one shatter there, one shatter here, and we're done. Just wait for most of that gold to come in. Sell off the greys. Handy thing about doing this is we're recovering some gems as well. Marker Titans are not a problem. When you're running Troll 105 you will end up with hundreds of them, as you can see we have down there. Temple. I've got a few side channels to explore for the side quest. Get that chest from there, go and do the other side whilst we're running around here. There's that chest. How many of them left? And one more to defeat. Who's over here somewhere? There we are, we'll collect that chest and on to the end of the level. Job done. Rusty Planet, stop the ritual, we can get that done quite easily. Now we've got to go around and look at the pyramids as well, haven't we? Blow up everything at the start area, run down here, we get that shatter just in time. Won't take my route for every chest, every enemy. Yeah, just so that knows that we've completed that section of the map. Stop the ritual done. And reach higher ground is up here and onto the end of the level. Nothing to sell. Rusty Planet is done. First contact. Flora of Nurgle, that's an easy one to do. And we've got to inspect pillars, I think, on this one as well. Let's pick flowers. So there's one pillar. Let's pick the flowers as well before we forget. That's the second pillar done. Come round here. I'll just do it that way so that we can grab these chests, get the last flower hopefully, that pillar, and onto the end of the level. I don't normally show all of this running through story just to reach gold farming, did I? I've missed a flower from somewhere, that's annoying. And it doesn't always register that you've picked it. There we are. Ancient knowledge, and don't push the red button. Talk to that thing. Get to here, one shatter. Those valves have definitely been tampered with. Another shatter there. These valves are done. Collect that. Now it's on to touch the crystal, so it must have registered the tapping of the pipe into the end room. Collect this book from here, and we are done. Looks like enough gold in. Up to 1 million gold. Ghosts in the sand, and don't push the red button is complete. I don't think there's any other side quests here. We'll do a quick salvage just to get rid of that. We can get through here relatively quickly. I do want to come round the slightly longer route because we want to be blowing up all these ghosts. Thankfully we don't have to pick up the little orb spirit things that they're dropping as we kill them. When they fly in at the end of the level, it still counts. So we see that done. Water is life, and talk to the spirits. And I think we need to kill a certain number of enemies in the desert, which we will do. things to spawn. It's keeping us in combat because something over here hasn't spawned yet, but it thinks we're in combat with it, and now that we've killed these, we're out of combat. It's a bug in the game. If you're speed running through, you'll quite often end up with the still in combat and you can't end the level, and it's because there's something not spawned in that area that's still putting you in combat. If you have mage shatter skills, then you can quite easily blow it away to clear that problem. Otherwise you might have to run up to Spirit and get them to spawn, and that should then clear it. And let's turn in Ingrid's quest. Alter his life is done. Deceiver, I don't think there's a site. Oh, you Light of Minaris, just for a ring that we will sell instantly. So this is reed pillars, collect a blue crystal near the end of the level. One pillar red. Second pillar done. Last two are right at the end of the level. Just here, but we'll come and collect this crystal first. Right. If you're a new player, then just playing through story for the first time, that's not too bad a ring for a very new player, but once you've been through it a few times and crafted or got other recipes and other things available, that becomes pretty horrible. I've not been keeping track of what we're doing. What are we doing? Repair the wall. I'm going to hang around here for a moment, just because this enemy here that's going to spawn after everything else can leave you in combat. Just get everything else spawned. Now we can repair various bits of the wall. And one more, and we can go straight to the end of the level quite safely now. Blow up those there. And one immolate should be enough. I'll apologise in advance for the next level, where I'm going to run in circles in the middle of the map. Just because it lets you keep an eye on everything spawning from every direction. So go around the edge, light the fires, read the columns in the middle. We'll do those first, and then run in circles and watch those things leap in weird directions. Get that fire lit. Can we light this one? Yes. So running in circles here, you get things leaping in all sorts of random directions, but I'm keeping an eye on the 3 spawn points. So the first set of elites have spawned. Don't need to attack anything, we've got loads of toughness. I'm just waiting for the second set of elites to spawn, and then I'm going to do a single shatter to wipe out everything. And they have, so there we are. And decap strike, that's a relatively easy one. Everything done at the start of the level. And then we can just run to the end once this is done. Have we completed genocide yet? There we go. Let's get that done as well. Get that chest, and hopefully we can get to here and do our second shatter. I do want to check how we're going. 366 now. That necklace can be sold instantly. Flame of Malador is exactly the same sort of ring that we collected from the Road to Malador map. Was it Road to Malador? Ruins of Minaris. I like to get all the chests on this level. So we'll come round here and grab that one. And we're just in time to shatter there. And another shatter, and we get this chest. There can sometimes be a locked one spawn there, which we can always ignore. Blow things up here. We'll come up here for the quest item, and we've blown up everything down there as well. Side quest done. Now we just need to kill 200 enemies, and we need, or 250, and we need them killed before we take on Gorlak. Otherwise we have to run the level again. So I'm hopefully going to get that done here, and then we can finish that level. I think this video is going to be quite a bit longer than some of the more recent ones. So we've got the ring that we will instantly sell into the crucible, and ritual residue. I think this is another one where we need to have all the enemies killed before we fight Alban. So it will say 250 enemies, which is pretty much a full clear. So we shall do that. That thing is following the broken pathing on this map. You'll quite often see your companions follow broken pathing on this map as well. We'll just get those collected. Run down here. Okay, we've killed enough enemies already. Ritual residue is done. We can go and kill Alban, who is going to be an easy kill. He's dead off screen and miles in the sky. Height of his leap. That will do there. It's okay, we've only got a few more maps. I am going to stop at Darkhold Citadel and just run down the timer gold farming there, and then we can meet back up to see how much gold I ended up with. We can salvage all of that. I'll just do it down to epic. We're going to get a bunch of legendaries dropping in, I think, now. Oh no, we get epics, don't we? Quite a few elites on this map, but it's not as good for books of learning as I would have hoped. That's that level done. 12, we've got enough books there to... we do 16 hours 10 minutes. 3, 6, 9, 16 and a 10. I'll just let that finish running down before setting the next 3 abilities on their way. Wings of Aether, Void Corrupts, and then we are at our gold farm map. And the important thing to do there is not do the main quest. I found on the heroic mode, if you really did want to waste that much time, this is the best map by a long way for books of learning. In normal mode, which we're in at the moment, it's Morgenheim is the best for books of learning, but this map in heroic beat it by some way. Did we get the red one? Make sure I have. Yes. So we can turn in that. We've got 2 quests, Forbidden Knowledge and Lost Literature. Lost Literature is just all the books that are going to drop from enemies, and Forbidden Knowledge is in a cabinet at the end of the level. We don't want to collect that. That will stop the map the story progressing any further, so that whenever we go to the world map, it will always open up where we want it, which is this map. Blowing things up. So we'll collect these end chests. The quest item, main quest, is up there. We're not collecting it, so it won't roll the quest on. So if we come back to here, it stayed on Darkhold Citadel. So this is where I'm going to be gold farming the remaining 20 minutes of that booster. Let's collect these chests as we run through. And I'll do a shatter here as well, just as we can blow up lots of things on the level. And that's literally all I'm going to be doing for 20 minutes. So we can pause the video and meet back up once gold farming is done. So we're up at 2.5 million just getting to here. And with 20 minutes we should be about 6 million hopefully by the end. I can turn in that because that's not the main, that's the side quest. I'm waffling, so we shall meet back up when gold farming is done. I'll just set 3 random skills from 8 to 9. See how close we can get to level 170 synergy. That's where we will get the final attack speed boost. See you again shortly. And welcome back. So the gold farm is done. We've ended up with 7.9 million, which is way more than we need for what's left, which is just craft a bracer of mastery. 972 silver ores, which are the things that I've been vastly lacking in. Plenty of materials I can upgrade, particularly shadow for what I want for the bracer of mastery. Worst case scenario is I use this for push if we don't get a frost beam soon. So that will wrap up this episode. It's been an extra long one. Any questions or comments, feel free to put them down below, and as always, thank you very much for watching.